Yes, I'm qualified and trained as a medical physicist. A medical physicist is one who applies the knowledge of physics and engineering in medicine. Some major areas in medical physics are in radiology, in radiation oncology, nuclear medicine, and also in radiation protection. I have always been interested to help to contribute to humanity rather than just working in the lab or solving equations. So medical physics is nice so that I can apply my knowledge and skills, physics engineering, into improving human health, and also helped in research in diagnosis and therapy of various diseases. Now, this is a significant landmark in my entire career, having receiving this Marie Curie Award. It's very prestigious. The awardee has to fulfill 3 criteria. The significant contribution to research in medical physics in general, and also contribution in teaching, training of medical physicists, radiologists, oncologists, and others, and also professional development of the societies and organizations. And I'm the 6th awardee. Before me, they were all Americans, Canadians, Europeans. So being the first Asian from Malaysia, a developing country, still is very meaningful, and it shows that there's international recognition for what I've done and my contribution. At the onset of the outbreak, there's sometime in the middle of March, when this COVID-19 became more and more serious. I'm just thinking that there's a need to monitor one's temperature, and there's a great shortage of thermometers in the market. Just thinking, why not? Yeah, we can design and make ourselves, and that would be good. And also, we want to promote this idea of innovation put into practice. So I contacted my former student, one of my best students ever, Associate Professor Dr. Narizo Adib, call it Adib. I just called him one day. Hey Adib, how about helping me and do it to design and make in Malaysia a thermometer, and perhaps improving that. And he just say, why not? And that is how we got started. And I let him to explain how during the MCO we actually get going to source the parts and assemble the prototype. Adib will tell us the rest of the story.
Okay, thank you, Prof. My name is Dr. Narizo Adib Fadli from Biomedical Engineering Department at the University of Malaya. When Prof contacted me on whether we can build our own thermometer, I said, yeah, why not? So the 4 of us, I think there are another 2 of our team from my set, and another one is from Taylor's University. So the 4 of us designed and planned on how to source the parts and whatnot. So one of us ordered online, and I'm the one who actually collected it at the Post Laju in Brickfields. So within 3 days, my technical team managed to build a prototype. The longest time required was to fill in the casing actually, and all those processes took us less than a week to produce the prototype. So when we did it, I think the most significant thing about building a thermometer is that we show to everyone that we can do something, we can play our role in breaking the chain of infection, particularly in a pandemic like what we are having now. So it's not so much about creating something new or creating something that has never been done before. That's why I never use the word invention when I talk about Sauna 32. I always start with the motivation that every one of us can do something, be part of the solution and not part of the problem. And that's how exactly, from my understanding, that's how the China and Korea got so developed, because they felt empowered. Each of their citizens are empowered to be part of the solution, and I believe Malaysians are capable as well. So that's why, with the innovation of the manufacturing of this first generation of Sauna 32, I hope that each of us can play our part and support our product and believe that we can and will surpass any problem that we are facing. And Sauna 32 is a proof of that. The first barrier, well, not the first, but the major barrier would be on the sourcing of the parts, because as you can imagine, during MCO, there are no shops opened, so we have to source everything online, and everything is sourced from overseas. So with all the restrictions and whatnot, so the process is quite slow. So the longest time was actually waiting for the delivery of the parts. Once it's arrived, it doesn't take long for my team to create this. And in fact, now that we are in RMCO, our team has actually gone on to the fourth generation of this innovation. We are now working on a standalone unit, which is capable of doing facial recognition as well. So yeah, so on another note, I would like to share that it's not so much about us being part of the solution and not part of the problem, but it's also as a symbol that it's from the simple beginnings that we can advance. There's no way that we can jump straight away into becoming a developed nation without us having the know-how of developing, of manufacturing, of designing simple devices like this. So I would highly encourage everyone to have the same mindset, to have the same motivation, to look at a problem and own it. And once you own a problem, and that's where you will feel driven and motivated to be part of the solution.
Well, from very young, I've always been very interested in building up the community, in helping various people, particularly those who are marginalized. So, being in the academic position, I travel a lot, I have a lot of connection, and that helps me to expand my horizon and utilize my expertise, my international network to help different people in different countries, in different parts of the society. And my advice has always been, just do it. Meaning that we have a problem, we think of some innovative solutions from different angles, and just go for that. And don't worry too much about we have sufficient money or resources. We want to let our creativity flow. Somehow we can always find some very interesting solution. It might not be able to solve a problem, but the learning process is very important, and we must have the confidence in ourselves. Right? from our knowledge we gain from our education and the skills we acquire.
I think young generation, including me, is quite hesitant. A lot of us are quite hesitant in embarking any new journey. But as the saying goes, 100 miles start with the first step. So if you have the mindset of just do it, I think we can do a lot of things together. There's another thing that I've also shared with my students all the time as well. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, we go together. And it always starts with the first step. And I really believe, like what Prof said, the sauna 32 thermometer is the first step for all of us to realize that the potential is there with us to solve any problem that we have. And of course, like a lot of questions I got is that why developing thermometer is so important, because it does not diagnose anything, But thermometer signifies that every one of us can play a role. Thermometer is used in the lowest level of screening and tests, and it's a very useful tool because anyone can use it. You don't have to have a special training to use it. So every one of us can pick up a thermometer and be part of the breaking the chain of infection of COVID-19 or any other diseases.